Hill sponsors Martin vs Joshua on Sky Sports Box Office.
James Holder for Rifle TV in association with Macklin's Jim O'Barrow. With me, I've Matthew Macklin after his points win over Brian Rose on the undercard of Anthony Joshua v Charles Martin. Firstly, fantastic fight. Congratulations on the win, Matthew.
Nice one.
How are you feeling in this moment?
Yeah, I feel all right. I feel good. I mean, it's a tougher fight than I thought it'd be. I think I started. I think it was a funny fight because I think like a lot of people would have thought, I probably underestimated his toughness and tight defence early on. Certainly, I underestimated that. I tried to blast him out of there, and he was more resilient than I probably thought. I made a lot of technical errors. I was lunging, I was punching before I got my feet there, and I didn't get many openings. I thought I'd get more. I thought he'd jab more, and I'd be able to slip inside and outside and counter him. But he was so cagey early on that I didn't really. It was hard to get anything off clean, and I was lunging rather than getting my feet into distance. So that was obviously a technical mistake that that I made, and stupid really, because it's a very sort of a fundamental, basic mistake not to make, but I did. And then I think people probably would have underestimated. Brian's such a fit kid, goes 12 rounds non-stop. For me to kind of win rounds 10, 11, 12, I don't think anyone would have saw that. But when it come down to who wanted it most, I've never been found wanting in that department. I think I showed it again.
Did you think at the end that you was that far ahead with you both obviously having a point deducted and stuff? Did you think that it would be that wide?
Well, I had a point deducted, but then he had one, so that evened that out. And I thought I was definitely winning the fight. I mean, it was a close fight that ebbed and flowed, and there was some close rounds, some scrappy work at times. So I'd have thought some of the rounds were hard to score, but going into the last of championship rounds, 10, 11, 12, I thought it was all in the balance. I thought it was very close, and I thought I won rounds 10, 11, 12. Obviously, when we heard the first judge had it draw, I thought I'd won it. And then when I heard 115, 111 on the two, maybe some people might say that was a bit wide. Brian thought it was wide, but I knew that he definitely didn't beat me like that. So when I heard 115, 111, I knew I'd won the fight.
Some swelling on your left eye during the fight. I see that come up pretty bad. Was there any sort of concern? I could see blood sort of rushing into it.
I couldn't. It was, from around, I don't know, the mid rounds, it was hard to see really. I was getting hit with shots then. I couldn't see because of obviously the blood in the eye. And I remember it's mad how you go through emotions and different things in the fight. Once I was thinking, I was lunging, I was wasting punches and arms and gloves. I wasn't really getting through, and then he was getting a bit of success with the jab, and the blood was going in the eye. And I was thinking, I'm done, I'm finished, I'm fucked, I'm going to retire. But then, and I was then I had to say, well, stop feeling sorry for yourself here now. Come on, let's win this fight. If it is the last, let's go out proper. And I sucked it up, and it was mad because I think most people would have expected me to start well, probably blast him out of there, or Brian to be Brian's such a fit kid that's known for going 12 rounds all the time. It's, a very well conditioned fighter. Probably thought. People think that I fighted, they probably would have thought he'd have definitely won the last few, but when it come down to who wanted it most, I'd never been found wanting. And, I just thought, let's bite down here. And if it is the last, let's go out banging. And you could see I was banging the chest, and I thought, fuck it, let's have it.
I could see you beating the chest in that last round, calling him on and swinging at him, looking like you're really enjoying it.
The technique you've gone out there, we know that stage before, it was just down to who wants it most. And I thought, no one's going to want it more than me. I thought, if this is your last round, then fucking go out banging. So, and I did. So, but, we'll see. I mean, Brian's a good fighter. I mean, a few years ago, I would have blew him out a bit earlier. Probably, I probably could have tonight if I'd have boxed different. I could have think of boxed better, but he was very good defensively. He was cagey and he was sharp and he got his jab going. I got the cut, the blood going in the eye. It was. Listen, it wasn't a vintage performance, but it was still a win against a decent fighter. And when I had to dig in, to win rounds 10, 11, 12, the championship rounds, I did. So, we'll just see what comes up now after here. We'll have a rest and everything here, and we'll see.
You've been more settled in this camp. I mean, you've had good preparation for this fight, and you've got a good win against someone that's fought for a world title. Is that a good confidence boost for you, Matthew, in terms of you have beat a good sort of British European level opponent tonight? Is that a good boost for you personally?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't beat him as convincingly as all I liked. I thought I could probably do him, a more conclusive, more dominant performance, maybe beat him more convincingly, stop him or whatever. But he was resilient. He had a better defence than I thought. He was very cagey and nervous, I thought, early on, which made it hard to get anything clean. And I was probably loading up and lunging a bit early, wasting energy, allowed him to pick me off a bit, picked up facial damage, which allowed him into the fight. So I made hard work of it early on, you know what I mean? So that was obviously a negative, but then positive was when it come down to it and I had to dig in and grind out a win. I did, So at this stage I'm going to do that. I'm happy that I had enough of me to do that.
Where do you go from here, and what's the plan or the route, if you like? You said you're only interested in sort of big fights in your post-fight interview with Sky. Where do you see that big fight coming?
I'm not sure. We'll just have to see. I mean, listen, Prime Rose is a name. It was a points decision. We'll just have to see. I mean, I'm 33. I've had a 15-year career. I'm the oldest man on the card. It's a long career. We'll just see. I mean, it's only big fights now. A world title shot, really. I don't want to be wasting. I don't want to put miles on the clock wasting. Look, you get cut up tonight. You get take a bit of stick. At 33, 15 years, I've had a lot of hard fights, a lot of hard camps, a lot of hard rounds of sparring. There are only so many miles on the clock, and we'll just have to see now. If there's a world title shot there, then I'll take it and I'll give it everything I've got. Other than that, I'd rather just sit tight, or we'll just have to see.
Quick last word to your brother and trainer, Seamus Macklin. Good job in the corner tonight, mate. How do you sort of assess Matthew's performance, if you like?
I think he lunged a bit to start. He probably wasted a bit. I think Brian was a bit nervous, a bit wary of Matthew's power, so he was hard to pin with a clean shot. So Matthew, I thought, done well to start with, bar the lunging, loading up a little bit. Then Brian looked like he was coming into it a little bit. I was a little bit worried to see it was a bit nip and tuck. I was thinking I didn't want Matthew to fade. Matthew's face expressions aren't the best sometimes. Brian looked fresh, but when it come down to wanting it, Matthew dug in, showed big balls as he always does, and just wanted it more. So I think I said to him in the 10th, listen, this could be the last 2 rounds. It's an even enough fight. Especially it's hard to score as the fight's going. I said, go out there, stick it right on him, and he did. And I think that's where the difference was. Brian didn't want it as much as Matthew did, and I'm buzzing for Matthew. He went out there, and to be able to do that in 11 and 12 still shows us a bit there.
When can we see Matthew next out? Is there anything from the MGM, anything we can sort of say? What's going on?
I think you just have to see how the cards unfold. Obviously, I think Danny Jacobs is fighting in May. See, he can fight like middle, so maybe he just has to see how the cards unfold, and he deserves a world title shot now after that, and rise to the occasion, and listen, maybe he can go out and do it.
Listen, congratulations on
Nice
the win.
one, James.
Commiserations to Brian Rose.
Yeah,
it was nice to see Matthew and Brian come together after as well.
Yeah, Brian's sound, man, and Brian will come again. We said Brian could come. Yeah, Brian, Bobby, Kerry, good people, man. But listen, Brian will come again, definitely.
All right, well, listen, thank you for giving us
Awesome.
time. Congratulations on the
Thanks
win.
a lot. Cheers.
I'll see you again soon.
Nice
Thank
one,
you.
James. Sweet, mate.
William Hill sponsors Martin vs Joshua on Sky Sports Box Office.